Hello, entrance. So today I'm going to explain you the concept, the way or the things what we want people to convey about. Right. So see, this is Smart World, our brand name. We say it Smart World, a school of complete education. So always present your brand name as Smart World, a school of complete education only. Okay. Shirgadi Foundation, it's an registered entity which is registered with the government of India. Right. So now the biggest problem what we are trying to solve is the student teacher ratio, because everyone goes to school and there, like you see, as we have been working in Mumbai region around 15 years, and we see every time, right, the private schools we visit, low group private schools, there the ratio is more than 60 also sometimes. Okay, so 1 is to 40 to 60 students is a normal school, but there are schools there are 1 is to more than 80 students are sitting in the classroom. So teacher puts in, so in this system of education what happens, teacher puts in 100% efforts. There is no like any problem with teacher puts in 100%, but and student also, like he is going to learn there, so definitely he is also putting his 100% efforts. Then also the result is not coming. Those who's like as per our observation, if the parents are literate, they can support the education of the children, they can help, then definitely changes occur in the student. Otherwise he becomes like he is not able to read, not able to understand, not able to explain. There is no time with teachers, there is no time with parents is those who can give a personal attention to student, but without that we cannot expect some major changes in the society. So to address that, we are coming up with this project, but results is not up to a mark. Okay, so they are putting, teachers are putting efforts, students are putting efforts, but results are not up to mark. All have different capability, right? The 60 students, those who are sitting, some may be good in writing, some may be good in reading, some may be good in understanding or like interpreting the things. So every student should be equal, but we should train in that manner. Everything depends upon the training, everything depends upon how we deliver. But in this like 35 minutes period, 60 students, the teacher wants to do something, but it's not possible in practical manner. When we visit the school, everything, right, some different scenario is there. That's why we are trying to onboard them with our online platform, right? So no one want to sit at back benches, but like people are made to sit at back bench, and like they are not able to see the board even, like, and they are not able to hear to teacher what she is saying and what she is trying to convey, right? So this is a big problem of our education system. I hope right, you agree with me, and this is the biggest problem, and that we can solve with the use of technology, right? So current education, group education system, which is creating a problem, a teacher is teaching, students are putting efforts, right? Again there are tuitions and classes. So most of the people think like acha, now my child is going to a school where he is sitting in a group of 40 to 60 students, so he is not able to get that knowledge which is required, the skills are not improved. So what they decide to send the student to a private coaching institute. Again, here also the education is made a business, and like there are also like one or there is not a private tuition has such like one or two students, there are again 30 to 40 students. There may be so many reasons, but we cannot see the reasons, we have to see the solution for everything, right? So tuitions and classes, again 30 to 40 students, all efforts are put to mug up the things, and their intention is very professional. They want good marks, they don't want any knowledge from the student. They just make the student mug up, they just give the importance, they just prepare for the examination point of view. They are not at all interested to like develop any student puts in 100% but to mug up, right? So they make the student to put efforts but to mug up only, to get good marks only, because they want the business for the next year also. Other skills are not given priority. So they never allow you, they never give you priority to physical fitness, mental ability, or exploring the potential of the students. So they don't do that. They are not interested because that is none of their business actually. Unorganized and uncontrolled market. So the business is like unorganized and uncontrolled, we cannot do anything in that, right? But we can fight this way. So stop mugging up, because like they teach to mug up, so students try to get things mugged up. Teachers are putting efforts, as we have already discussed, but in our system, right, transforming educational horizon, right, teachers are putting efforts, students are putting efforts, but how that should be mapped, that's not possible. Teacher cannot keep asking the questions to the student and keep repeating the same thing again and again. The student should be made to put efforts, right? We make students to put efforts, right? So we give the content already in the form of videos. So we already gave the content, now it's time for the student to go through the content, get the knowledge, and when the teacher asks the question, then definitely he will be able to answer the question, right? That is more important. And sometimes like we have a system like every student, after going through the content, he has to prepare his video and he has to send it to us, and our teacher will go through the content and she will decide ki what the content delivered and what the student gave in video format. So we can map it ki whether he is able to understand it or not, right? So that is more important. That is what we are trying to do. So let's make educational personal. 15 years of research we have done, but see, we have seen that lot of schools, like mostly 40 to 50% of the population tries to learn English, but they are not habitual of English learning. They are not that good with the English because English is not our mother tongue. But we can learn the same way English as we have learned our mother tongue, right? So this approach we have done, we have evaluated, we have tried and tested with thousands of students, and it works. Language approach. So listen to more words and sentences and expressions, right? Basically there are expressions, and we divide our expression into 17 different types of sentences, right? Tongue twisting we offer, right? More and more repetition of the sentences will give tongue twisting, and the language will automatically go into the student and he will be able to learn. Grammar, we don't focus much on grammar, but automatically the grammar falls into the way, and like automatically the sentences are created in a good grammatical manner, right? Accent also it is covered, because like when you keep speaking some language, when we keep pronouncing some sentences, then definitely accent comes in. So once the student learns the English language, definitely he will be able to read, right? So we should teach every student to read the chapter first. So what we do is like we give the entire reading of the chapter, then the student reads the entire chapter of whatever subject he is doing, then he tries to interpret the ideas what is presented in the chapter. So he tries to interpret the ideas as we explain everything. Then the communication, like then he expresses, then he communicates, then he prepares his videos of communicating the ideas, right? Which is more important. Once he is able to communicate the ideas in oral way, then definitely he will be able to communicate the ideas in written way, that is question answers. So we do that way. Okay, first we tell him to read, then right, so that video comes in, then we tell him to go through the explanation part, then we tell him to explain in English to English, then we tell him to explain English to Hindi. First we do everything, then we tell him to do everything, otherwise like there is no use of thing, right? And we then evaluate whether whatever he is doing it is right or wrong. Okay, so question answer test, everything is there. Once he does that, because see, education is important, but we should plan, we should give some work, we should give some tasks, some deadlines, then definitely people will be able to do it. Then technical education, right? So technical education again, so there are so many technologies, but what we think is like, if the child is given exposure or like an opportunity to learn so many technologies, then he will be able to select something, or he should have the complete knowledge of every application or every software. So in the duration, every year we try to cover up some applications, some platforms, and definitely his technical skills become so sharp that he can do anything in future, right? So that is the concept. So we train, we start with the graphics because it is creative part, then web technologies, then programming, then animation, then hardware, networking, program. So all technologies we have plans, we have been implemented it for so many years, so we have the implementation knowledge also. So we do it every year, will train something, and we give the certificate on our annual convocation day. So technical education also we cover. Then activities, motivation, career guidance, so many other things, like every we want to improve student on 360 degree, so we keep so many activities coming in, because we try to get in a area and around there, like if some 100 students are there, then we arrange the workshop, like 10 days workshop for swimming, dance, drama. So everything we do step by step. Every year we try to teach two new skills to student in a professional way, right? And we try to keep motivating and engaging the student. Okay, so this way we do it, and we want every student to learn everything. So parents role are very simple, they should support us, they should provide the mobile or the whatever technology is required. Okay, so that is the only thing we expect from the parents. Okay, so this way you have to convince the parents, and you have to tell them ki, like this is the things, and we want your child to learn these things. If you help with mobile, and so we can start with the class online. Okay, I hope ki you're clear with the concept. And now what I want is like to translate this entire counseling or motivation session into Hindi, so that, and like so interact or communicate in such a way that you are explaining or you're motivating a parent to take up our online learning process, right? So I hope ki you're clear with this, and we are expecting, so that once we get the confidence ki ha, now you are able to communicate, you are able to put your ideas in front of the parents, then definitely we can give you the opportunity to communicate with the parents. And once the parents are convinced, so you will have to train the student, and once the students are trained, then definitely every day you will be getting the students onboarded. Okay, so all the best, thank you.